Be Soul family. I'm back out here again in nature, delivering another powerful download I received. Man, it was concerning internal validation versus external validation. And it caused me to go into some reflection deeply on my childhood and how the ones that I loved really never gave me any praise. They never really told me how proud they were of me, or they never really congratulated me on my achievements. Like, I can paint a picture or something for Mother's Day or something, and at the time they would just be like, whatever, okay, I see it, whatever, and just move on. And like I was never really appreciated. And this was because as a child I was naturally gifted and talented to where pretty much everything I did I excelled at it. And from when it became too much to bear, I guess, to those around me, including family members, friends, regardless of age, they would get jealous. They got so jealous and envious how naturally talented I was, and they would always, avoid giving me any type of praise or telling me congratulations or we're proud of you, things like that. So it caused me to go into this state of overcompensating and trying to, overwork myself to gain their validation, which I could never seem to get. And it's almost like they strategically decided amongst themselves that we're never going to, let you know how good you're doing, or let you know how proud we are of you. So I had to, eventually realize that internal validation was the only way. But before I got to that point, I would go so far as to throw extravagant parties. This is as I got older. I would throw like congratulatory parties, and for weddings, get gifts, and just go above and beyond, trying to show friends and family how proud I was of them for their achievements. But I never received this in return, and it was a wound of abandonment that I really had to deal with, and also codependency on other people's validation outside of me. So when I confronted these wounds, I realized that I had to be internally validating to myself. I had to ask myself questions like, why what drives me? What the things that make me happy, why do they make me happy? Like, why do I do the things that I do? What makes me get up every day? Questions like that. And I realized how it never really had nothing to do with anybody outside of me as far as why I do the things that I do. And that when I was seeking that validation outside of me, I would always feel like I'm not as worthy or not as valuable because I was tying it to outside validation. And when they wouldn't give it to me, it would make me feel like, oh, my value just got depreciated. My worthiness just got depreciated because no one told me congratulations and things like that. So I had to congratulate myself. I had to pat myself on the back and give myself my own flowers. And when I started to do this, I began to realize that my worthiness, my value is limitless. Like, I can give myself an infinite amount of validation, in the things that I do, in the things that make me happy, in the things that drive me, my ambition. But when it comes to outside validation, there's always going to be a limit. Like, sometimes people will only be, happy for you and proud for you as long as you are quote unquote beneath them, or they perceive you to be beneath them. But as soon as you quote unquote pass them, then they stop giving you that praise or that congratulatory energy. They just be like, oh, they might start hating on you at that point. trying to talk down or just not give you any type of validation at that point. So that let me know that outside validation is going to always have a limit. And if you are always seeking outside validation, you can only go as high as the outside validation will allow you to. You will always be limited in that regard. And when you switch to that internal validation, congratulating yourself, telling yourself that this is what makes me happy, this is why I'm going for it, because I want it for myself, and it doesn't matter what anybody else says, it doesn't matter, what anybody else's opinions are. I want this for me because I want it, because of my own happiness. When you start to internally validate yourself, you're limitless. You can go as high, as you want at that point. You have no one to hold you back, no one to, you have nothing to be codependent upon to elevate you at that point. So I just want people to know that it's up to you to validate yourself and to not seek the validation or the opinions of others, even though it's naturally valid to want that. But the thing is, we shouldn't chase after it. If people give it to us, fine. If they don't give it to us, also fine. We need to be able to internally validate ourselves and know that we are great regardless. We are worthy regardless. Our value is high. We were born worthy, You are born worthy. Your worthiness and your value isn't dependent upon someone else's opinion or validation of you. Okay, so that's really the main message that I received. And now that I, have incorporated that into my daily life, I can go and do the things that I've always loved to do without having to worry about, are other people supporting me? Are they do they like what I'm doing? Can I, prove to them that I'm good now or I'm worthy now? There's none of that no more. I don't have to prove anything to anyone. All of these videos, I can have one viewer for the rest of the time, and that's completely fine with me. But I know that what I'm doing to contribute to society and to humanity is coming from my heart and coming from a place of how I want to see myself contributing and what makes me happy, what brings me wholeness, regardless of what anybody else thinks about these videos or, my creativity when it comes to contributing to healing society as a whole. So I want to leave you guys with that, and just know that everything will work out for you as we heal and continue to heal. Thank you. Love you. Have a good day.